Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm Sean Moody in for Bill Bryant this morning.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Wednesday, September 16th.
Now at 6:30, the Bluegrass Parkway is closed 10 hours after a tanker crashed. We're live with an update on the traffic impact.
Today is your chance to weigh in on the future of some historical statues in downtown Lexington.
And Fayette County School Superintendent Manny Koch will miss some time at work to have surgery.
Temperatures in the 50s this morning. It is a really nice feel outside. It's not all that bad as we go off into the afternoon either. Bus stop forecast, kids going off to the bus stop, 50s. And then as we get toward the afternoon, we're back in the lower 80s with plenty of sunshine. We'll get into your weekend forecast. That's when it starts to change, coming up in just a few minutes.
We are tracking a major traffic alert this morning. Part of the Bluegrass Parkway shut down because of a semi-crash.
Yeah, we're told the semi crashed last night in Nelson County. The parkway is still shut down, though, in both directions and is expected to stay that way for several more hours. WKYT's Mark Barber is at the scene with the latest information. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Sean. This is a major crash that is requiring major cleanup. Nelson County deputies tell me that this wreck happened about 9 hours ago, but they say it's going to be another 2 hours before they're able to clean up the mess here. Now, as you can imagine, this is causing quite a major traffic impact in Nelson County. Both sides of the Bluegrass Parkway are closed between mile markers 21 and 25 near Bardstown. At first, crews thought that the tanker was carrying and spilled poly oil. Now that's an oil used to refinish wood surfaces. But they say at this time it does not appear as if any oil is leaking from the tanker. They say they are now working to pump the oil out of the wrecked tanker and into another semi. That's when crews say they will start working to pull the mangled semi out of the ditch where it crashed. Now crews tell me that they don't know what caused this crash yet. They do say that the driver was airlifted to a hospital in Louisville with a punctured lung and spleen. That's according to emergency management officials. Now, if you are planning to take the Bluegrass Parkway to Elizabethtown or Nashville or really any other city this morning, we have you covered so you don't have to wait in traffic. You can avoid the closure here by taking exit 25 to Bardstown. From there, you will follow Springfield Road over to New Haven Road and then get back on the Parkway at exit 21. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated with the latest as they work to get this back open. We will have those up-to-the-minute updates for you here on WKYT and on our online at WKYT.com. Live in Nelson County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. Interstate 64 is back open after an early morning crash. The sheriff's office there says that the driver of a pickup truck swerved to avoid a deer and ended up clipping a semi and flipping his truck, but he wasn't hurt. Police had to shut down the westbound lanes for a while to get that truck towed off. It is now back open.
Today, a group of experts will weigh in on the placement of some historical statues and a marker in downtown Lexington. Today's meeting is open to the public. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live for us this morning with details on the meeting.
Yes, Rebecca, this meeting will take place today and it will consist of 5 experts who will discuss the future of these historical landmarks, such as the one behind me of John C. Breckenridge. It's up for debate. The board will meet this afternoon to discuss the future of these landmarks, and the other statue also up for discussion is of Confederate General John Hunt Morgan. A third piece the experts will discuss is a marker describing the slave trade. The marker was vandalized in July and is currently being replaced. Now, the marker was in a park at Short and Upper Streets. Today's discussion will help to decide the placement of that marker. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray has said in the past that he believes the city must consider the overall effect of these Civil War memorials and that, quote, every Lexingtonian is welcome and supported by our community, end quote. These landmarks are up for debate following the deadly church shooting in Charleston, South Carolina in June. Now, today's meeting will take place later this afternoon at 3 o'clock in the council chamber, and the meeting is open to the public. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Michelle, thank you. A federal appeals court shot down another request by defiant Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis. The court reiterated that Davis, quote, has not demonstrated a substantial likelihood of success, end quote, in her legal bid to exempt her office from licensing same-sex marriages. Davis, who's an apostolic Christian, returned to work this week after being thrown in jail for contempt. She has one more request for reprieve pending before the appeals court. Meanwhile, Davis's husband will be part of a rally this week in Nashville organized by the Tennessee Pastors Network. Tomorrow night's event promises to address issues like gay marriage, immigration, terrorism, education, health care, and religious liberty.
Well, as friends and family of a murdered Kentucky State Police trooper prepare for his funeral, we're learning more about his accused killer. State Police say Joseph Johnson Shanks shot and killed trooper Cameron Ponder on Sunday night after a traffic stop in Lyon County. Johnson Shanks was killed Monday morning after a confrontation with Kentucky State Police, but sometime during the 8-hour search for him, he apparently recorded a video and posted it to social media.
I don't see anybody know who I love all y'all, man. Like I did something I ain't made to. I'm regret it.
Johnson Shanks' niece was also in the car. She was arrested for hindering prosecution. 2 children in the car, ages 2 and 5, were taken into custody of state police. Ponder's funeral is set for 11 o'clock Friday morning at the Severns Valley Baptist Church in Elizabethtown.
U.S. Marshals are looking for a man now charged in the death of a Bourbon County teenager. Police in Scott County say Muhammad Abdullah was driving recklessly when he crashed into a truck on I-64 over Memorial Day weekend. That crash killed 13-year-old Emily Sams. Emily and her parents were on their way to Louisville for a volleyball tournament at the time. This week, a grand jury indicted Abdullah on a manslaughter charge and 2 counts of assault. Deputies say Abdullah lives in Baltimore. A mother was able to save her son from a Madison County house fire. Robin Braggs' home on Three Forks Road caught fire yesterday. She says her husband just had back surgery and can barely walk. When the house caught fire, her husband's mother was able to pull him out of the home. No one was hurt.
Friends and loved ones are remembering a man killed in a Lexington crash. Police say 52-year-old Edward Gaines III of Lexington was a passenger in an SUV that turned into the path of a dump truck on Richmond Road. Gaines died in that crash. Friends say he went by the name Tommy and was a musician. Police say the driver and another passenger in the SUV were taken to the hospital. The driver of the dump truck was not hurt. A Central Kentucky officer wants to make it easier to track repeat animal abuse offenders. Last week, police in Florida charged Catherine Nygaard and Nancy Freeman with animal cruelty. The mother and daughter have been charged with similar crimes in Tennessee, Arkansas, Georgia, and in Lexington. Fayette County Animal Control Chief Nathan Bowling says he wants to see a national database that would track people convicted of animal cruelty charges.
A Central Kentucky school will look a little more like a war zone this morning. Clark Moore's Middle School in Madison County will be turned into a disaster relief area. It's part of the annual Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program exercise. Crews will get the chance to practice how they would respond if a chemical emergency actually did occur at the Bluegrass Army Depot there in Madison County. That training exercise will begin around 8 o'clock this morning. Dozens of people came out to discuss future plans for a recently closed Kroger store here in Lexington. Kroger on Romney Road closed its doors over the weekend because of declining sales. Urban County Council member Bill Farmer put together a forum last night to talk with people about what they want to see move into that space. Farmer says most of the people who were at that meeting said they want a grocery store back in that space. Fayette County's newly hired superintendent's about to undergo some surgery.
He's having sinus issues, which a lot of us can relate to. Manny Cox says he will be in the hospital for a few days to have surgery on his sinuses. He says a full recovery will take several weeks. Cox says he will work from home when he gets out of the hospital, and he will hold meetings through Skype. So we wish him well as he goes on the mend after surgery. The
change of weather in Kentucky will absolutely get the best of you.
It will do it to you.
Well, let's check and see how that traffic is moving this morning.
All right, here's Officer John right now with a look at live drive traffic.
Hey, good morning. Well, of course, we've got 64 back open near Frankfort. That's the good news. Still been reporting on the problems on the Bluegrass Parkway. It's going to be near Bardstown, as in Nelson County, they still have a detour in place here as they clean up that mess that we're dealing with on the Parkway. As far as Lexington's concerned, the inner and outer loops of the circle look okay. We've got one issue right now on the exit ramp from the outer loop at Nicholasville Road. At the top of the ramp, that's just a stalled car, but it's over to the right, causing a little bit of a hassle taking that ramp. Getting a live look at Broadway and East High Street, where things look great at the moment. And on our Waze map, live drivers on the way in. And they're reporting everything's normal. If you're inbound Nicholasville Road, we had that mess yesterday coming in from Jessamine County. Not there so much today. Past Brandon Crossing toward Man of War, things are looking okay. Same deal on Harrodsburg Road approaching the crossover. Now back to you in the studio.
And Don, thank you. More news from WKYT this morning is on the way.
Why would someone want to steal a crochet magazine? I don't know, but it keeps happening in a Tennessee library. We'll talk about this after weather.
And it's very calm this morning. We're looking at First Alert Defender Live Radar. Once we hit the weekend, then we'll start to be able to use Defender because some rain's on the way. I'll show you that coming up next.